So this time we're actually going to be going over the tier list for Pokemon generations. Now this is going to be for each main Pokemon game in a generation. We're not going to be going over remakes in this one. We'll go over remakes in a future video where I include all the Pokemon games. But here we're just going to go over the region itself and everything. Now I'm going to be taking a couple things into consideration. This one has a lot more thought put into it. Okay, I'm going based off overall gameplay, Pokemon designs, region designs, and just the amount of fun that I've had with it personally. So this will be a little bit of biased opinion. I understand. But listen, we're gonna go in order. So we're gonna start here with the little Pikachu, the little Pikachu, and we're gonna go accordingly. So Gen 1 deserves nothing better than mid. And the reason, before you Gen 1ers come out here and kill me, alright? The reason they get mid, it is the first Pokemon game, and they didn't really know what was going to catch on, what wasn't. They threw some darts at the wall. They said, what if you caught little monsters, alright? And it worked. Now, this sparked off, to become the Pokemon that we know and love. But let's be honest, if you're just playing Kanto games, it's pretty bare bones. It's like thought put into it, but you can tell they weren't really sure what was going on. They were kind of trying out things. The whole types thing was new. There's a lot of different things to the aspect. When I play through Kanto, it's always a solid experience. I never not have fun. But is it groundbreaking Pokemon for me? No. Is it something that I feel is like a whole life-changing experience for me? No. Now, like I said, I'm going off the base the original games. So, for example, I'm going based off Red, Blue, Green. I'm not going to go off Fire Red and Leaf Green. Like I said, that's going to be enough for another video. So this is fine. This is a solid mid-tier. Mid is not bad. I know it looks bad. It's not. It could be bad. Now, speaking of bad games, we're going to move on to the next one. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is my cute little Cyndaquil in the poop crap tier? Now, hear me out. Johto sucks. Johto is boring, okay? If you take Johto and just Johto, okay? I'm not going to count Kanto as part of Johto in this generation of games here, because if you were to just take Johto, you are done with Johto by level, what, 50? I want to say Lance's when you get to him the first time around. And if you want to include all of Kanto stuff, does it become a better game? Yes, but I don't think it becomes much better than Kanto on its own. Because when you go to Kanto, there's nothing there. Listen, Johto is... You've already destroyed Team Rocket. They're fucking scraping and scrambling, trying to pull themselves together, but they can't. And you make sure of that because you destroy them. So when you go to Kanto, you're just getting 8 more gym badges. That's it. There's nothing new. As far as new content goes, you get Johto's region. With Johto's region, they didn't put any thought behind because their main focus was trying to get Johto and Kanto on the same cartridge. I feel like, as Pokemon design goes, the 100 extra Pokemon they added, I can probably name about maybe 7 that I actually really like the design of. There's a lot that I enjoy the designs of. I think the legendaries look fine. I feel like Celebi has a decent design, but are they blowing me away? No. I like Typhlosion. I like Bayleaf. I like Totodile. I don't know. There's a couple of Pokemon I can name, but those all starters is kind of a bad example. But it's not the point. That's the thing. I can't even think of them. What you want me to sit here and say I like Stantler? I fucking hate Stantler. No one likes Stantler. Okay. Find me one person who likes Stantler. Please find me a person that likes Stantler, because I can't find one. I've looked around. I can't do it. But it's okay, because, a lot of the Pokemon games get better after that. And we're going to start with one that I feel like is one that people don't really think about too often. And that's going to be Gen 3. Now, Hoenn is such a fun game to replay through. I feel like every single time I've replayed through Hoenn, I've just enjoyed it every single time. It's a solid game to play through. If I ever want to just get a nice quick Pokemon experience, I'm playing through Hoenn. It's super nice. The story's decent, which, we are including that in there. That's part of the gameplay. So the story's decent. It's the first Pokemon game to actually have they actually try to make a story, give you a staple bad guys and stuff like that. They're trying out new things here, and I like it. We get the addition of a lot of cool Pokemon that I like. I like Torkoal. I think Torkoal's a really cool addition. Camerupt, everyone's little fucking punching bag, the Puchinos. Stuff like that is cool. Hariyama's a decent Pokemon from here. Like I said, this has a lot of Pokemon that I actually enjoy. I like Meditite. I like a Medicham for sure. I mean, it's just evolution, but I like it. People like Tropius. My favorite Pokemon, Absol, comes from this game. This game has some amazing Pokemon in it. I think the designs are great. Do I think this is the best possible region to play through? I don't think so. But I definitely think, like, if you've never played Pokemon before, and you've asked me where's a good starting point, I would offer you Hoenn. I feel like Ruby, Sapphire are just solid games. Like I said, I'm not counting Emerald in this one because that's not. We're not going to. We're going over that's a different video. That's a whole different game. Ruby and Sapphire is what I'm going off of, and that's a decent game for this. I feel like this is a good one. This is a good game. I feel like everyone should like it. I don't know what else to say other than this is good. Solid game. Too much water, but that's the meme. Now, I might get a little hate for this one, okay? Now, my boy Sinnoh. I want to start this by saying I have actually clocked out my Platinum and Diamond games, okay? Which means I have at least spent 1,000, oh, actually 2,000, huh? A little over 2,000 hours in the Sinnoh region. Myself, okay? I love Sinnoh, but I have some issues. And like I said, this is going just based off Diamond and Pearl, okay? Not Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, not Platinum. Diamond and Pearl. And there's a couple things about the games that I just don't like. The game, for one, is really dark. And I know a lot of people, that's where they get, a lot of people find it fun. Oh, it's a darker Pokemon game. They like that. And I understand. But I'm not playing the game to be depressed. And I kind of like, I enjoy the game a lot. But I like to see colors as well. Colors are nice. The Poketech app was interesting. But once again, it had no life to it. It was just a stagnant color on the screen. You can tell it was definitely like an early DS product because of how they were treating it. It looks very dark, very simple. Now, here's one thing that kind of bugged me about the game. The game ran at like 3 frames per second. I don't know what happened there, Nintendo. But my issue with it running at 3 frames, which is fine, you can run it at 3 frames, but the bike must have ran at like 20 frames. Because you get on the bike and you would zoom. As a matter of fact, you could go so fast you could crash the game and go out of bounds and just access stuff you shouldn't have accessed because the game just wasn't running as fast as the bike. Which is amazing, honestly. I think it's the funniest thing ever. And I'm not going to lie, that's how I got my Shiny Darkrai. I used that to go out of bounds to go Shiny Hunt Darkrai. And that experience alone was enough for me to I like the games. Sinnoh is probably one of my favorite games. But if I'm going to put it against the other Pokemon regions, I don't think it really holds up to that standard of solid gaming. Now, I do think the story's pretty good. It has my favorite villain out of the entire series, which is Cyrus. Just because when I was younger, I related with this man a lot. But now I'm older, he's kind of stupid. But like I said, interesting enough, I enjoyed Sinnoh a lot. So it's a hard put for me, but I put a lot of thought into this. This is where it deserves to go. Okay, now we're gonna move on to one that a lot of people are looking at. They're like, oh, black and white. Now this is just base black and white, not black and white too. And I'm gonna say it. I think it's mid. I know. I know what you're thinking. You're like, wait a minute, black and white? No, that can't be right. No. When people think black and white, people are thinking black and white plus black and white 2 because that's a continuation of black and white. And when you add in black and white 2, black and white does go up. But I'm not doing that, unfortunately. I'm just going base black and white, and I think the game is solid. The game is a good starting point. I think anyone can pick up black and white and enjoy the games. I like the season aspect, although I didn't. It's like I did and I didn't. I like that it was like, oh, you have different seasons, but it was also one of those things where it's like, well, I'm stuck in summer for 3 months, or I'm stuck in winter for 3 months, which means I can only go to this area for those 3 months. Like I don't know, certain areas being locked off and basically being timed exclusive, things like that. Not a fan. There should be some way to change the weather when you maybe have like, I don't know, the weather trio or something. But understandable. They can't really do that. The game is solid though. I do think the game is solid. I'm not hating on black and white. I think it's a lot of cool Pokemon in there. Matter of fact, some of my favorite Pokemon come from there. Bisharp, Audino, Lilligant. Is that the Pokemon? Is it Lilligant? I don't know. Jellicent and Lilligant. There we go. I like those. There's some Pokemon from here that I really enjoy and I really like. But I feel like a lot of people, they put it too high. It's like Sinnoh. I feel like people put Sinnoh and Unova a little too high on a pedestal. They don't sit back and just think about it for a second. They're good games, but they're not amazing. Next, the first I slept. Listen, I played through X and Y a lot, quite a bit. I liked the fact that they introduced a new type of thing, a new thing that this was the first time they went out of their comfort zone. They said mega evolutions, all right. They kind of touched on Pokemon forms, in the past. They had like the Rotom forms, the Deoxys had forms. They mixed up. You can make a fucking Kyurem White and Kyurem Black, but in this one, this is the first time they kind of just like, this is a your Charizard got more Charizard on it. You know what I'm saying? And that was interesting. I didn't hate it. But overall, the region, man, there's not many places I remember. I remember the town that you fight the fairy chick in because it had a bunch of leaves on the ground. I remember, is it Lumio City? The giant circle that was really confusing to get through half the time. But, like, I don't remember much about this game. This game is very forgettable to me. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, I assume, but it's pretty, it's just how it is. I mean, it's just not that, it's just, I don't remember much from it. I don't remember the rivals that well. I I like Talonflame. Like, I remember some of the Pokemon, like Talonflame. I guess Abomasnow wasn't really. Yeah, Talonflame. Damn. Furfro. Okay. I guess that might be it, though. Yeah. I can't really think of any other Pokemon from the generation. I guess, other than the starter, I don't really want to name the starters. But yeah, like, I can't think of much from this generation that really wowed me. I like the introduction of fairy types. I think that alone keeps it out of the poop crap tier. But yeah, no, I think that's if I can really say. There's not much I can do there. Okay. Now, this one right here. Now, everyone hates on this game, all right? But I honestly think this is a 10 out of 10 game. And now, hear me out. People in the Pokemon community. Okay. Now, remember, I'm a Pokemon fan. I've been playing this since day one. People in the Pokemon community are kind of a little bit stupid sometimes. Okay, and they say things like, "We want a game without gym badges. We're so sick of the same thing. We want something different in the Pokemon game." And so the Pokemon Company eventually hears it and they say, wow, maybe we should listen to them and give them something a little different. And so they gave us Sun and Moon. It was more of a cinematic experience, which means that the story was kind of the forefront for a decent amount of the game while still giving you the freedom of not being a super linear experience, even though all Pokemon is linear experience. Fight me on that. And the story was interesting. They made the story interesting. They did a really good job. This is based on the Moon. I'm not even talking about Ultra Sun and Moon. They did a really good job with a lot of the characters. I remember just about every place in this game. I remember all the songs in this game. The songs in this game are amazing. Pokemon design wise, I think they did a really, really fucking good job making some cool, fucking unique looking Pokemon. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take a step back here and knock down Gen 5 because I think the Pokemon designs were fucking ugly. But back to Gen 7, these designs on these Pokemon are pretty clean. You can't sit me here and tell me that you don't like the design of Salazzle, Toxapex, Drampa, fucking Cutie Fly, Comfey, all the fucking what is that name of that Pokemon? Oricorio. Bro, these have some clean ones, and not to mention this introduced Alolan forms. Now this Alolan forms specifically, I don't really care for some of them. Okay, I think Alolan Grimer is kind of ugly. I think Alolan Muck's kind of cool. Look at that rainbow effect. But other than that, it's not really doing too much for me. I don't use it. But it opened up the way for regional forms. It literally opened up the way for old Pokemon to get new forms with different things. Alolan Marowak? Bro, I already liked Marowak already. You didn't have to make him a Ghost Fire type. That was clean. They didn't have to do some of the things that they did. And they still gave him Lightning Rod so he could still be immune to electricity. I'm telling you, man. They put too much thought into this game. These games are amazing, and anyone who sits down and says that they're bad, I don't know if they've actually sat down and like played them. I'm starting to doubt that. And I understand that people have their own opinions and people might not like it and blah blah blah, but I'm gonna sit here and tell you, Gen 7 is probably some of the best Pokemon games you can ever play. And I recommend Sun and Moon to just about anyone who ever asks me what's my favorite Pokemon game or what's one of my favorite games in general. I think it goes up there. That's what I have to say about it. Now, everyone's looking at the hothead in the room right here. And you're thinking, okay, after that nice controversial double, triple take. What is she gonna put for Gen 8? I think Gen 8 goes in the hold up tier, bro. Now hold up, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, Desmond, you can't possibly be putting him in right there. Gen 8 sucks. But did it? Because let me tell you something about Gen 8. People have been, it's one of those things, like I said, the Pokemon company sometimes likes to listen to us, right? But every time they listen to us, we complain. So they actually was sitting down and they would say, man, people want a Pokemon game where you can just run around and see Pokemon and you can just run up to them. And this was the closest in concept they could get to it without making it a complete, like the main focus. They did this, which I don't think is a bad thing. Now, there are some gripes holding it under Gen 3 right now, and it's actually barely making it out of mid tier. I know. It's barely making it out of mid tier because I feel like story-wise, there wasn't much to it. It was kind of like, hey, point you from point A to point B. You know, everything was kind of, you saw it coming. The only real thing that I really enjoyed about Sword and Shield was the fact that there were the boss battles. The boss battle against Eternatus, I think, was pretty cool because Zamazenta or Zacian shows up and helps you, and it's insane. I think that's pretty cool. It's just literally you and Hop against them, and I think that was an amazing touch. I wish Pokemon would have more boss battles like that. I know they experimented a little bit with Ultra Necrozma and Ultra Sun and Moon, but like I said, it doesn't affect my rating on Sun and Moon. That's just the base game I'm rating. But I feel like they did a really good design. Pokemon design-wise, we didn't get a lot of new Pokemon, but I feel like the Pokemon we got were all memorable. Like, I remember all the fossils. Those are clean. Okay? Arctozolt is cute as hell. Okay? Fight me. The only issue I have with the only issue I have with the fossils, I wish we could make them like the actual way they should be made. I like the little abominations, but I wish we could actually make the fossils. But that's a gripe for another day. Another thing that I really liked about Sword and Shield, I guess some other Pokemon's are some new factors. The Dynamaxing was fun. I think Dynamax is an interesting concept, and even people were like, "Oh, it's going to kill the competitive scene." I don't think it really did. You can play around Dynamax, especially in the VGC method. Singles, yes, I think it was kind of unnecessary in singles, which is why they banned Dynamax for Smogon tournaments at least. But I feel like for VGC they did a really good job of just keeping Dynamax in check while also making it like an important thing, but it's also still balanced. I also like the Gigantamax of certain Pokemon, and I like how they weren't exactly all Gen 1 exclusive Pokemon that got Gigantamaxes. Like they gave Garbodor one, which is amazing. One of my favorite Gigantamax Pokemon is Gigantamax Corviknight. I think that thing is clean. Gigantamax Corviknight is so cool. Gigantamax Centiskorch, another clean Pokemon. Speaking of Pokemon designs, Centiskorch, it's a centipede. That's clean, bro. Centiskorch is amazing. I think it's a cool Pokemon. Other Pokemon I actually really liked, All Creamy. I think it was adorable, and the fact that you can make all like I think it was 32 flavors, right? It's insane. I feel like Gen 8 gets a lot of shit when it really shouldn't. I feel like it's a really decent game, and people don't really hate it. So, to re-wrap on this, Sun and Moon, 10 out of 10. Definitely play whenever you get a chance. Hoenn and Galar, I'm going to give the hold up tier. They're getting up there for their hold up. I have to play these games. Y'all already know how it is. We giving Sinnoh and Kanto mid tier, man. They're solid games. Can't go wrong with them. Not bad. I'm sleeping on Gen 5 and 6, man. It was a rough couple of years. I'm nothing wrong with Unova. It's just that there's a lot of things holding it back versus the things holding it forward, pulling it forward. Kalos was unfortunately it was just a sleeper. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't exactly poop crap, but it was pretty bad. And then we got the nice little stinker down there. We got Johto in the poop crap tier because it wasn't a full fucking game. It was kind of just a rush fucking hash grab, and it was literally just them selling us the same game with a different reskin on it. Basically, they literally gave us a prologue to the game that they've already sold us. And yeah, that's gonna be it on this list. If you have any issues with it, please let me know. I'm down for debates, but listen, let's keep it civil. We are Pokemon fans, so I know you can't read, but it's okay because we have Pokemon. And I will be talking about the new Pokemon games coming out this year, actually. Well, I guess only one of them is coming out this year, but regardless, I'll be talking about them eventually. But for yeah, this is what I got for now. Thank you.